Okay, we'll start first of all. Welcome to the Addison Township Board meeting, and we're doing it virtual. Today is November 16th, 6 o'clock, and we're meeting with the Public Act 228 of 2020. I'm here at Addison Township in my office. If we could start with the pledge, I got a little flag here, and I guess we'll just get started. Okay, if everybody wants to start, I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, when we do roll call, I guess under the new rules, I have to ask everybody where they're at. You just have to say what city you're at. And I will remind everybody it's a lot easier if we keep everybody's mics muted unless you're talking, because then we don't get feedback. So hopefully that'll work better. Okay, could we have roll call, please?
Eric Stent.
Here, present, 1720 Townsend Road, Addison Township, Oakland County.
Linda Garrick, absent at roll call. Joe King.
Present, I'm in Glenny, Michigan.
Jacob Newby, absent. Lori Fisher.
Present, 1440 Rochester Road, Addison Township, Oakland County, Michigan.
Bennett, present. Addison Township, Oakland County, Michigan. Supervisor Pearson.
I'm at Addison Township offices, 1440 Rochester, Addison Township, Michigan. We all set? Okay, any announcements? No announcements?
No.
Okay, department reports, as usual, they're available in my office, or contact Jamie. We'll get those to you. Petitions, any petitions? No petitions? Okay, we'll go on to the order of business. Approval of the agenda.
Yes, we received a request for an addition to the agenda due to time constraints for a grant to consider the addition of the Clorox electrostatic sprayer as number 5.
Okay, anybody have any discussion on that?
I'm present. Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear Linda now, yes. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, we're on to the consent, or the agenda approval right now, and we're talking about item number 5, Linda, just to keep you up to speed here. Okay, this is a Clorox sprayer, and as you know, we can use that and spray the office as needed. It's I believe the fire department has one, and they like it. I think it'd be a great addition, and we can get it through the CARES Act. Anybody have any discussion on item number 5 as far as putting it on the agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of number 5.
I'll support.
And we have support by Treasurer Fisher. Okay. We're going to have roll call on this. We have to have roll call on everything, I guess, when we're virtual. Can we have roll call, please?
Joe King.
Aye.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Trustee Stent.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay. We'll move on now to the consent agenda.
Yes, we have the October 19th, 2020 minutes. Bills is paid for October, and to increase the expenditure side of the fire department capital account by $80,000, so that'll reflect 615.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on the consent agenda? Not hearing, can we have a motion on that?
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll support.
Okay, we have trustee Garrett, and who was the support? Was treasurer Fisher. Okay. Can we have roll call on that, please?
Eric Sant,
Yes.
Linda Garrick,
Yes.
Joe King,
Aye.
Lori Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes, Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay. And we'll move on to item number 2, which is authorize the expenditure under the CARES Act not to exceed $15,000 for laptops for the office employees and the Township Board, printers, and remote access for office employees administration in case they have to be required to work from home. Okay, as you know, we have the goalpost is moving again, and we don't know where we're going to go. I know that for the next 3 weeks, we're going to reassess how we do things at the township again, like we did in the spring. And we don't know what's going to happen after the first of the year either. So does anybody have any questions on the expenditure on this? I know that it was through IT Right. And I think the total, I believe, is it $13,410.20? Is that correct?
Well, and I just wanted to bring it to the attention that possibly this is going to go to the CARE grants for reimbursement. But when this was requested to be put on the agenda, I did not have the bid back from IT Right yet. So they gave us a quote for 12 computers. And apparently Garrett thinks he can use one now for his work as well. So if we keep it at $15,000, and even if we purchase the $100 printers for the employees, I don't know if we're going to be able to stick to that $15,000. We might want to increase it to $15,500 or $16,000 to be safe in case Garrett does want to go forward with his computer as well. And then I could add, though, when we were working from home, I was going back and forth with 2 different types of computers, but what we were lacking was the ability to internet into our office computer. So we were lacking a lot of information. By doing this remote access, it will help us out a lot if we do have to work from home. Also, I would suggest that we also create, and I'll do that through Mr. Davis, a form so that the employees and or the board that we're buying it for realizes that it's for the township use only, so that will prevent some viruses from entering into our system.
Okay, I just have one question. Are we limited to just IT Rights computers, or if we do find something better at a better price or a different brand, are we limited to this brand that is it Lenovo or whatever?
At first, when they gave us the bid, I was really disappointed, but I did do some checking in Lenovo. They've come up in their, how would you say, their standings. They're rated in the top 5 for business laptops. You can probably go outside and get bids, but I understand that you're under time constraints. And then if you do go outside and get bids, as you know, then you have to call IT Right and have them load the program and then do the remote access. So they could probably do all of that at their home office before delivering. So it would be advantageous for time-wise to just go with them since they are our IT people.
Yeah, go ahead, Lori.
Lenovo is actually IBM, so they've actually got a pretty good name in the industry. And I'd like to see us order bags for each computer also. I know I once cracked a laptop dropping it, and I think a good bag, of course, is probably a good idea. So that would add in a little bit of money also, though.
Lori, I figured $50 a bag. Hopefully that we can stay within that time frame. But what worries me is if we add another computer onto the 12, we won't be able to stay into that 15. I think we need to increase it to 16. I did look at printers. And you can get some as low as 50, others are much higher. So I think if we stick right around the $100 range, that should suffice. So I would like to see it not to exceed 16,000 so that we're safe.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we authorize the expenditure under the CARES Act not to exceed $16,000 for laptops for the office employees and the Township Board.
Okay.
I have a question.
Do we need to waive the ordinance first? Because we're going with a vendor that we already have? I think what we need is a motion first for professional services, correct? So we don't have to go out to bids?
I think I was suggesting possibly because it is the township contractor and a professional service that will install the remote service, so that we could waive it in that fashion.
Power was off.
Try it again, Linda.
I'm sorry. I was just asking about the motion to waive the purchasing ordinance. Is that not required then?
I think we
Yes.
do need it. So what I'm looking
Well,
for is,
I'll make a motion to waive the purchasing ordinance to authorize this expenditure under the CARES Act not to exceed 16,000, and to continue Lori's motion.
okay, so do we want to do both votes at the same time or separately? I think we should do them separately. So first of all, we want to do waive the ordinance for the professional service with IT right at this time.
I support Linda's motion to waive the purchasing ordinance.
Okay, and so we have a motion and a second by Treasurer Fisher. If there's any comments? No comments? Okay, could we have roll call on that, please?
Eric Sant,
Yes.
Linda Garrick,
Yes.
Joe King,
Aye.
Lori Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes, Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, now we can go on to the second part, which is a motion for approval to do the expenditure of up to $16,000, correct?
Yes, and that would include the bags and the printers.
Okay, and we have a motion. Do we have a second? I have to turn mine off because I'm getting feedback.
I didn't make the motion. I was just reminding somebody, whoever's going to make it, that the expenditure is with IT right for the computers, and it includes bags, the remote access, and the printers.
Okay.
Lori?
Want to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion by Treasurer Fisher and by support by Trustee Garrick. Does anybody else have any comments?
I would just like to add that this might also save copy costs, because now that the board will have their laptop, you could probably now download, when we actually start having in-person meetings, you can now download onto your computer the board pack, and you'll be able to use your computer at the board meetings as well. So that should be a plus.
I have a comment, Bruce.
Yes. Trustee Sent has a comment.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, the comment I have is in the CBA and in the Planning Commission, the chairperson has quite a load with all the information that we go through in those meetings. Maybe somewhere down the line, because we have to conduct virtual meetings also. So that might be something to think about in the future.
Okay. Well, I'm wondering if we can share some of our computers for those meetings, because would that be a possibility?
I think that would be a possibility, yeah. Because we're all using our personal computers right now.
Okay, Treasurer Fisher?
For that purpose, we might actually be able to look into tablets instead of actual computers. On a tablet, you'd be able to pull up your board pack and utilize it. They're substantially cheaper. So that might be something that we could look into, and still it would give them the connectivity but just limited to a tablet. But that would actually be a nice idea, and it would be substantially cheaper.
Okay. Well, we're just a board members only right at the moment. So I know that we have new board members in a couple days. So, but for these board members right now, and then Pauline, you have a question?
I was just going to make it not so much a question, but I can understand where it would come in handy to have some of the other boards have it as well. But under CARES Act, I would have a feeling this is where it's going to go. But budget season's coming around the corner. Maybe that'll give us time maybe to price some of those out and possibly stick it in next year's budget.
Okay. Okay, so on the, we have a motion and we do have a second on the actual purchase of up to $16,000. Any other comments? If not, I'm not hearing any. Do we have roll call on that, please?
Joe King,
Aye.
Linda Garrick,
Yes.
Eric Sant,
Yes.
Lori Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, that's approved. Move on to item number 3. Okay, this is authorized to enter an agreement, approval by legal for copier services. The copier service is a 5-year agreement. We have 3 companies that came in on that bid, which I have here. We've always used Konica, I believe. I don't know if they're the best one at this time. This type of contract that we have 2 pretty good companies. So I'll leave it up to the board to choose. And I believe the treasurer and the clerk use the copiers the most. So maybe you guys will give us some input.
Like it reflects, Canon is a very good company, so is Konica. They've served our township, Dan Alberti, so it's been a long time since they've served the township. He found them. I have no objections with Konica. They've done us well. Canon looks like the lower bid. And as far as the unlimited, Konica's allowing $210 unlimited. I checked what we used last month in their bill run, and it was like $198. So it doesn't always pay. I don't know if we really want to do the unlimited, especially if we're going to start being able to use the board packs on our computer. So really, do we want to go with the lowest bid, which is going to be Canon from what it looks like, because their machine is 40 pages per minute at $152.33 per month, and the Konica is 36 pages per minute at $224 a month. Their copy fees are relatively close, so it's just the matter of $48 a month savings in the copier in itself.
Lori, you have anything that you'd like to say on that? You use a lot of copies.
I do, but I don't do the quantity that the clerk does, so I don't have a preference. As long as when I hit print, it prints, I'm quite happy. They are both going to function. Pauline's the one that's griping about the speed.
Yes.
I don't do the quantities that she does, so they all have what I need, the ability to scan and the bypass tray, so I'm perfectly fine with either.
This one's actually 10 pages per minute faster than what we have. If I went up any higher, it would have been a quite significant cost increase. Pitney Bowes is the one that actually supplied us with our letter opener for elections, and I was so impressed with that company. I asked them to bid, but they must be purposely for large communities or large businesses, because as you can see, their equipment is quite a few steps above what we were looking at. So I just thanked them for giving us a bid.
Okay, does anybody else on the board have any comment on which one?
I was a bit confused by the notes at the bottom of the bid sheet about $400 for removal or replacement. If we switch providers, are we going to incur a cost?
If you go with Conica, there is no cost, of course, to switch out the machine. So I was trying to do my math thinking that thinking that we were going to have to pay for that if we went with Canon, but then Canon, and I have it in an email, said, no, we pay for that fee. So Canon's going to cover the switch out cost as well. And these are really proposals. I don't have an agreement yet, so the agreement's going to have to go to Davis. So if somebody tries to back out of something on their proposal, then we can go to a default. But as it stands now, Canon will pay for the removal fee.
Okay.
May
any
I
other-
speak?
Yes, Linda, go ahead.
Pauline, which one would you prefer, Canon or Conica?
It's 4 pages minute per page faster, so I'm kind of leaning only because I think we have 2 good companies. We could actually do lowest proposal for this type of service, I think. If we want to try going out of the box instead of always giving it to Conica, I'm comfortable with Canon. I'm comfortable with Conica as well. I think both companies will service the township as we need.
Well, $50 a month is substantial savings, so I would make a motion to approve Canon.
I'll second.
Who was the second?
Joel.
Joel King, seconded. Any further comments from the board? Not hearing any. Could we have roll call, please?
Eric Sant,
Yes.
Linda Garrett,
Yes.
Joe King,
Yes.
Ruth Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
I'm here too, Pauline. Jacob. Sorry, I was late.
Jacob.
We're doing something. Yeah.
Okay, we have,
Okay, I'm going to call on Jacob now.
Yes.
Supervisor Pearson.
yes. Okay, that passes, and we'll move on to item number 4, the appointment to the Park Committee for a 3-year term, December 1st, 2020 through November 30th, 2023. The person I'm recommending, Tom Sadlik, and can you hear me? Everybody?
Could you ask everybody to mute their mics while you're talking? There's a lot of feedback.
Yeah, it's Jacob's mic.
Oh, he got it off now. Okay. Yeah, Tom has been part of the park committee. He's out there every day helping with Charlie and Dave and Rod, and he and his wife are very in tune to the park. They live across the street, and they've been there from the day that we worked on the park when we put the parking lot in. And his kids are the ones that planted all the pine trees there many, many years ago. So I would recommend Tom to be on the park committee. And I'll let anybody ask any questions or anything if you guys know Tom or not.
I know, Tom, it's nice to have somebody so close to the park to want to volunteer. I'll make the motion to approve Tom for a 3-year term starting December 1st, 2020 through November 30th, 2023.
I'll second that.
And we have a second from Jacob Newby. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. Anybody else have any questions or anything they'd like to add? Okay, not hearing any. Can we have roll call on that, please?
Eric Sant,
Yes.
Linda Garrett,
Yes.
Joe King,
Aye.
Jacob Newby,
Yes.
Roy Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, very good. And we have that one approved. Okay, we'll move on to item number 5, which is the Clorox sprayer. This is going to be covered under the CARES Act. We do have some money in the CARES Act, and we have to use it by the end of this month. So this was a good recommendation. I'm looking for a motion to waive the purchase order, as there's no benefit because the fire department has this particular unit and has already done the research on it. And because of the time constraints, I'm looking for a motion to waive the purchase ordinance on this. Does anybody have any comments?
Supervisor,
Yes.
I was wondering how this worked. Maybe Chief Morowski can tell us, how does it work?
Go right ahead, Chief.
Yeah, actually, it comes out as a mist. You wear a mask and goggles, and you just walk through and spray the machine where you want to disinfect, and it's really quick and efficient. But the machine is kind of expensive. We got ours through a Gary Sinise Foundation, a grant. And I think the township is very smart to get this machine, and you can do the township once a week without all the chemical buildup.
It's filled with Clorox?
Well, it's a special solution. Clorox just makes it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's not bleach. So it's not just bleach you're flinging out in the air.
I didn't understand what it was. So it's a sprayer, like a person would handhold spray and spray the whole building? It'd be like a daily or a weekly thing?
Yeah, we do the station weekly. We do the ambulance after every call. But yeah, it doesn't use a lot of the solution, and it does bring it out to a real fine mist so it lands on stuff. And then so you walk into the room, you spray the room and walk out, and then the floor, the carpeting, everything will be disinfected.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a good machine to have.
Jerry, out of curiosity, how long does it take to dry or for the fumes or odor of the chemicals last?
Really quickly. Like as we go through our station, we start in the offices and work out to the bay. Time we wrap the machine up, we walk right back in.
Wow, that is quick. Thank you.
Sorry, I was muted. Go ahead, Treasurer Fisher.
My concern with this is it does make the paperwork curl. I'm the only one that works in my office, and I guess I would not want my office sprayed. So if we, or do we have to do the entire building, or can we just do the public spaces out front?